Hi, it's me, Norina again. If you remember, in the first part of my story, I told you loads of things. There are many animals in my story, a spider, bugs, a shepherd's herd. But you probably realized that the story was not actually about them, but about data. Moreover, business data. Well, where have we stopped? Oh yes, got it. Now I understand what ERP is, and also why they are called integrated. But what can my dad still work on them? They're already ready, aren't they? Then my dad said that such things can never be ready. They're like us, constantly evolving. And he works on them so that they know things they haven't known before. My imagination started to work immediately. New things that haven't existed before? Ooh la la, who cares about Nico and his bugs? I'll have a much better discovery. My dad asked me if I remember the year when we moved so many times. Of course I do, 3 times in 1 year. Oh, the packing and sorting. Then he asked me to imagine a man who was so lucky to get once a present from a fairy. It was a promise that he will never ever have to be bothered anymore in his life by moving. No list making, scrapping and packing. He just gives the keys when he leaves to the moving elves, who will do everything instead of him. And when he comes in the evening, his things will wait for him, carefully arranged in the right place. It happened almost like this. Unfortunately, the moving elves the fairy had sent had no clue about the arrangement of the old flat or what they should move away. Of course they mixed up everything. Kitchen had furniture from the living room, and it was difficult to move in the bathroom because of the double bed. It took a lot of time and effort for the man to put everything in place again, and he had lost some important things forever. Yes, I imagined this. I was laughing and feeling sorry for the man at the same time. What a nasty or rather clumsy elf he happened to get. But my dad said that it was not actually the elf's fault, and that in real life many people have experienced the same. Not only in their homes, but during their work. The houses and apartments are the business management programs that companies use. The things and furniture are those data and information that they have gathered during the years. Unfortunately, when the programs are changed, new ones are launched, the troubles that are similar to the imagined story occur quite often. I didn't really understand. Why is it so, and why don't they do something differently? But then my dad told me a story about another elf, which helped me understand a bit better what the issue might be. He was called Nixie, and he had a very important job. He was a company's clerk. His task was to write down everything about the customers and products of the company, and all the services provided by the company. He had a very nice handwriting. It was well structured and easy to read, and he was very reliable and hardworking. Unfortunately for his notes, he used the Moreland Elf language. He said that this wonderful and short language made his work more efficient. However, he was getting older and older, and his work got slower, and it was difficult for him to learn new things. It was time for his retirement. He recommended his nephew for replacement. He promised that the youngster will be as skillful and hardworking as he was. His salary will be twice as much as Nixie's was, as after all they're taking a younger and more educated elf now. There would have been other similar or even better candidates for the job, but none of them knew the Moreland Elf language. So the case was decided. This story made me laugh again. These stupid elves, why don't they write in a language that anybody could understand? But my dad said that this can not only happen in fairy tales, because in real life, the house elves of the real companies, the business management programs, work somehow similarly. I asked my dad to tell me clearly why the system he is working on is newer than the others. I must admit it was still a bit difficult to understand what he said, but I've promised you to have an easy job. So I'll try to explain it in simple words for you, in the way I understood. So, try to imagine the database like a big sack. Yes, like this, in which you can put all your stuff. Your shoes, a ball, and all those things that you can exchange with your friends. Then the name of your friends and others, and the information about their birthday, their favorite singer or band, and all like this. Well, not totally like this. This is a sack in which you put zeros and ones, because the computers somehow like to play with these. Now its owner sits beside it. It might rather look like this. If you want to know what's inside, you have to ask for glasses from him to look into the sack. You should also turn to him if you'd like to put something in or take something out of the sack. These glasses are not the same. No. All of them have a different name. One is called invoicing, the other is warehousing, orders, and so on. Just like the elves in the Snow White story, all of them are good at different things. So this is how the integrated business management systems work. Now, the big problem with them is that their sack is a bit like Santa's. You cannot really know what's inside. But who likes this, to worry about what you'll get from it? And if Santa gets sick or gets very old and is replaced, then the new one will just scratch his head because he has no idea what's in the sack. But even if he knows what he should take out, he will hardly find it because he has no clue in which pocket he has to look for it. Of course, not only Santa has a sack, some fairies do as well. They don't like secrets, so their bag is transparent. It can always be seen what's inside. They're also called open source fairies. The issue with them is that you can never be sure that you'll be able to give them your stuff. It might be that you have a too long or too wide thing and it doesn't fit in their sack. Fortunately, there are also such elves who do things differently. They are the open data elves. They always work in teams. The elf who is responsible for the sack is like the librarian lady. She makes sure that the sack is tidy inside, and she is the one to tell the other elves where they can find things. Any elf can put in or take out anything from the sack. Of course, only if he has a library card. This is checked by the librarian lady. They can put their things only on the place the librarian lady assigned them to. They're able to find things quickly if they know the structure. They don't even have to ask. Their sack is made of a special stretchy material. It's always as big as needed, a bit like rubber. If it's used to store only a few things, then it's light and it fits into a small place. If you pack more stuff in it, it becomes bigger. Also, you can fit in very long and very wide things as well, because it's elastic and it adapts to their shape. The elves are good at different things. Some are good at invoicing or warehousing or serving customers. There are elves who are good in more things, and there are also elves who can do the same thing. On top, it's up to us which one we'd like to choose. The older elves might be slower but more trustful. However, the younger ones may ask for more gold from us. Well, it was easier with my interpretation, wasn't it? I hope you agree that the Open Data Business Management System is a way bigger discovery than a silly bug or even a thief under the bed. The story is about the moving hassle, pressure of choosing the only elf who understood the Moorland language, the issue with Santa's or the fairy sack that they can't fit any kind of items, made me understand how important it might be for the companies to have an open data system, as they don't have to make unnecessary compromises and can even save money, which I'm sure will help them in their competition. I have to say goodbye now. Thanks for watching though. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, or leave a comment below if you would have a question about open data systems, or just would like to let me know what you think. If you missed my introduction and general information about ERPs, check this video. If you're interested in open data systems, click here.